Hello everyone, this is the first week recap for the challenge 5k to 100k. On this video I will share with you 4 hands that I had throughout the week. One of those is an unbelievable hand, you need to see it. And then I'll share with you the results that we got so far. Let's jump into it. So the first hand we're starting playing 100 NL and we open-ended again pocket jacks. We got a call in middle position and now the big blind decides to 3-bet. And this is a passive player, he's a 28-10 and decides to go 12. Well, with pocket jacks we're not going anywhere, we're going to call and see a flop. The flop is 10-8 deuce rainbow and the big blind decides to go for 2/3. And I think we not going anywhere, not loving life already, but well, we still have to call and see a turn and see what he does on the turn. I think that's the standard option. So we call, and now the turn comes a 6 of hearts, and he decides to go 54, which is again 2/3, and leaving 70 behind. Now, considering what can he have on his range, I believe that we have bluff catching hand on this spot. Pocket jacks is an overpair here, but it's just a bluff catching hand. We are never ahead or a value betting hand from his side, and I think he's not the type of player to bluff these spots. So I think his range is really condensed to aces, kings, and queens. So I think here we have a fold, and I think it's a clear fold. Let me know what you guys think about this hand on the comments. So yes, we folded this one. The second hand we are playing 200 NL and we have king 10 off on the big blind. The button, which is a player way more active than the one before, decides to raise 6 and we call on the big blind. The flop is a king 9-7 2 clubs. We decide to check and he bets off pot and we have a clear call. The turn comes an 8 of spades and now we have an open-ended, and with the king there is 2 flush draws out there. We go for the check and he decides to go 3/4. So he bets 25 in 33, and I think here we cannot go anywhere, just a call. I think it's the right approach. The river is an offsuit 8, and after we check, the opponent decides to overbet jam for almost 2x spots. Now, considering this bet, I think his range is really polarized, and I think he's saying that he has straight plus, so he has straight or full houses. I mean, we have a very important card here. We have a 10 that blocks check 10 and 10-6 suited. That will play like that. So I think we have a very good candidate to bluff catch. Also, he is the type of player who is very capable of bluffing, so we decide to put it in the call, and he showed 6 deuce suited. The third hand we start with pocket tens middle position. We open to 6 and the cutoff decides to 3-bet to 18, and this play is a tight reg and we call. The flop comes a beautiful 10-7-3 rainbow, and we decide to check, and unfortunately he checks back. The turn is an 8 of diamonds, and I think his range is a little bit capped. Normally population tends to c-bet almost 100% when they have overpairs on this spot. So I want to keep him in with his low equity hands, so I decide to go a quarter, just inducing to call with this type of hands, and he decides to call. The river comes an offsuit 6 and I decide to go small, trying to get calls from weak hands, maybe a pair or well, maybe even ace king, but he decides to do something else. He went for a jam of $224, and I think here our hand is just losing almost every single time. I think he has a lot of pocket 9s on this spot now. There is no way that he can do, because I can have 9s as well here on this spot. So when he jams here, I think it's very, very strong. So I think we have a clear fold on this spot. Let me know what you guys think about this hand. Now, this is the craziest hand that I've played on this side by far. We have an open on the cutoff to 6. The small blind, which is the biggest VIP, calls, and we have jacks on the straddle. We squeeze to 26 and just a small blind calls. This is a very, very loose opponent. The flop comes a beautiful jack 3-3, 2 spades. And now the small blind decides to lead 25%. And we are enjoying life on this spot. We're gonna only call and let him go with his bluffs. That's what we decide to do, we just call. The turn is a 6 of diamonds, opening the second flush draw, and he decides to go for half pot, 48. Now, I think this type of player will not fold any flush draw. I will try to build the pot so then I can have stacks on the river, so I decide to raise. I went for 128 and he calls. The river comes a 7 of hearts, so all the flush draw missed. And he decides to, in $350, bet half pot, 175. We are loving life on this situation. We are just thinking, how can we get the rest? Well, we need to try. We put the rest, 344. And now he thinks for a while and he decides to call with 9-8 off. He calls with 9 high. How is this possible? Maybe he thought that he can have 4 cards straight. I have no idea how did he call with 9 high. So we won a $936 pot and the opponent called us with 9 high. That's unbelievable. And now the results of the week. So we start the challenge on the 28th of November and we start with a loss. We lost $153 on that session. On the 29th, we won $1,303. And because we crossed the $6,000, we moved up one stake. So we moved up for 200 NL. On the 30th of November, we lost $225. On the 1st of December, we won $1,663. On the 2nd of December, we won $2,404. And on the 3rd of December, we won $2,414. So now we are with a total of $12,406 of bankroll. We won so far $7,406. We played 9,787 hands and we played 37 hours in total. Now, as our bankroll arrived to 12K, we're going to move up in stakes for 400 NL and we're going to stay on this stake between $8,000 and $24,000. Hopefully we're going to have a blessed week as we had this one, and see you guys next week.